knobs with some knobs. I just wanna have some fun and twist some knobs. I just wanna have some fun and twist some knobs.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode. Am I close?
Cheers.
I'm not wearing my headphones today.
I don't got my headphones either, bro. I forgot my shit.
So I'm like yelling to my but yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of This Is What Happened. I'm Robé, Johnny, Mayú. Nate's not here, but his bitch ass is running late today because he had to stay in the studio. And we have a very special guest today. Our first guest, actually. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Give it for our guest. So we got Chepo. Hey, Jose. What's your last name? I just want to say via something.
No, Jose Viramontes is, or they call me Chepo. And this is, I guess, the first Chepo check-in of the day.
Hell yeah.
Hey!
Hey.
We're going with the brand, you know. Shout out the brand. Chepo Chop Shop is the brand, you know. I guess one time shout out to my host where I'm currently cutting at, you know, and the people that take care of me. Right there, True Barbershop right there in Northridge.
Yeah.
And,
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you guys, man. Thank you guys for having me. I'm really excited to be here today.
Yeah, dude. Honestly,
Cheers to that.
Pitch.
Those plugs.
I know, cheers to that.
Cheers, guys.
And cheers to an episode where Johnny's actually drinking
Yeah.
for once.
White Claw.
Man,
Think he's up. Think he's up.
he's up. So I just want to tell you guys about this nasty L I took the other week.
Oh, yeah. You did say you were going to tell me. Oh, he needs the extra swig to
Yeah,
tell that. He needs that swig.
You need that little juice to tell that story.
I'm a little crazy with you sometimes, also.
Man, have y'all ever just been in like a yelling match or like a situation where you get caught like you get caught so off guard with what they say, you just don't know how to respond, and you get stuck there looking fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You're like, you ever have those
Like, you're just,
moments?
like, surprised at what they said?
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. So I had someone give me a response where I had no idea how to react. So I wanted to laugh,
Yeah.
but I was also embarrassed
Mm.
because there's a couple people watching. So pretty much what happened was after last week, after we recorded this episode, me and my girl want to go get tacos, and we met up with their friend Daya.
Mm.
Shout out to Daya, one of the sweetest girls ever.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's dope.
Yeah, you're cool.
But
Do I know her?
so I think y'all have met her.
Okay.
Nah.
But we're getting tacos, right? Gotta let it out. So we're getting tacos, and
Wait, can I stop you? You guys look very
Like-
identical, right?
A little,
You guys look very
yeah.
We
identical.
did chime in yesterday. We did coordinate this today. I did prepare for that.
Oh,
are you wearing black? I'm wearing black.
Oh, shit, okay.
Except for the beanie. I just couldn't do the beanie. It's going to get warm. Like,
He moved to Silver Lake, that's why.
Yeah, he's a hipster now,
That's
shit.
because I'm embarrassed to show you my hair right now because I haven't gone to. I've been letting my hair grow out for 2 months.
Yeah. Oh, deadass?
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
because I was just
Uh-huh.
like, fuck it, I'm gonna wait till Hawaii. And because I finally had a good length where it's nice and wavy, but like it's not like annoying.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just so annoyed. I don't want to show you because you're gonna get mad at me. So I'm gonna to look
and then
up.
watch when he pulls up. He's going to be like, it's a little long. Just take a little bit off.
Just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Hawaiian
wavy.
after you come
No,
back.
for real. Alright. I just fucking hit the shit out of my. But so we're getting tacos and we're about to leave or whatever, and I'm like, oh, there's an ATM at the other side of the parking lot, and she's like, oh, I'm about to go out through that exit. I'll literally just drop you off.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So she goes to drop me off, but she's accidentally blocking off this dude who's trying to pull out. But she didn't notice because she's pretty oblivious sometimes, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about your girl, right?
No, her friend.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay,
Her friend
okay.
dropped me off
Gotcha,
over there.
gotcha.
Yeah, I needed a confirmation again.
Yeah,
Who we were talking
What
about.
are you talking about right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I was with my girl and her friend.
Gotcha.
And then her friend said that she was leaving on that other side of the parking lot's exit, which
Uh-huh.
is by the ATM that I
Sure.
needed to go to. So she drops me off, but then where she was dropping me off, she was blocking off this Challenger that wanted to pull out. But she didn't notice. I'm like, hey, Daya, pull around. She was there no more than a minute, right? A minute. And I'm like, all right. She dropped me off, and she's about to leave, and this Challenger just races to block her off. And he's like, how do you like that, bitch? How do you like that, bitch? And I'm looking, I'm like, is he really fucking yelling? Is he really? Oh my god, look
Oh,
at this
wow.
to join us, showing up late.
Sorry.
We'll take a
We got
quick
your- we got your seat here, though.
intermission right here. Alright, you still recording?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Alright, we're gonna take another intermission because then they broke this mic. But, so, where I was, I was telling you, so.
Story.
I'm telling the story about how I took this fat ass L in an argument.
Oh, this is the one you wanted to tell me today.
Yeah, I wanted to tell you so bad, but I was like, I'll save it for the pod. Save it for the pod. So what had happened was, so when I told him, after last week, after we were done recording, I go get tacos with my girl and her friend Daya.
What kind of tacos?
Media.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're fucking
Oh, yeah.
From where?
tasty. Some random truck in Eagle Rock.
Oh, okay. So you went all the way to where they don't serve good tacos to go get
To go
tacos.
get
Yeah, they like it, and I'm just like, all right, fine, whatever. It's okay. But, so we go get tacos or whatever, and then I needed to go to the ATM. So we go to, there's an ATM across the parking lot.
Yeah.
So she was like, oh, I'm about to go through that exit on the other end of the parking lot. I'll just drop you off. So she drops me off, right? And when she was about to drop me off, she accidentally was blocking off a challenger that was trying to pull out. But she was there for like not even a minute, which I guess when you're waiting in the car feels like forever. But it was like, I swear it wasn't even a minute. And then she gets out, and then as she's about to leave, the guy races to cut her off. And then he starts yelling, "How do you like it, bitch? How do you like it, bitch?" And then I'm looking, I'm like, I see people behind me are like you hear him, right? I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, bro, it was an accident. This motherfucker. He just looks at me. I'm like, bro, it was an accident. And he was like, you're a fucking accident. I was like,
fuck?
I was like, I don't know what to say. I wanted to laugh, but I was mad because I caught me so off guard. My brain just went blank. I was like, have a good day. I will. And he just drives off, and I'm like, fuck. And then I give her a call, and she was like, oh, was he saying something? I didn't even hear him. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why was I getting mad at him? And then part of me was like, I wanted to keep yelling back at him, but I could also pick my battles. I could easily see he's bigger than me. So I'm just like, all right, have a good day. He won. I guess he did.
He did have a good day.
He won. And I'm still, I think about that every fucking day since. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Fuck that
Yeah,
guy.
fucking accident. I keep trying to think. I still can't think of a good fucking
I was
comeback.
just about to say, what would you say,
The
though?
real question is, after that happened, did you call home and was like, hey, mom, so, was I planned, or did you get to the bottom of it?
I think I was an accident.
that
I
would've
wasn't
been-
planned.
That would have been
for
so
sure.
funny if you just said like, yeah, actually, and just give him the whole entire backstory of how it happened.
I just start sobbing.
See, that would have been a great response.
Because after that, he would have been like, what the fuck? Like, you are an accident. And like,
Yeah, he was like,
He'll feel bad at it.
yeah.
He'll be like, oh man, I fucked this
he
guy's
fucking,
day
and
up.
then he fucking responds, yeah, they should have chose the other kid or something. They should have chose the one with one leg. He was probably God. I'm still hurt by it.
Was it the same eating the tacos, or were you already like struck to your soul by then?
I was just like, dude, I'm gonna just take the loss. It was funny. It's gonna be funny tomorrow.
By that time, you just I think when you're sitting right there and something like that happens, you just like, dude, you know what? Let's just go home. I'm done. I think that's it.
Yeah, that was something. But you guys ever get in an argument like that, where you just get so off guard, where you're like, you just choke on your fucking own words.
I mean, not really. I mean, not so long ago, I did have something like that happen, but I think at the end of the day, some people are not really ready for it. So when you're on the other side of it, and people just kind of look at you and they're just kind of like hesitating, even if you're having a bad day, honestly, it just makes your day still the same. It doesn't improve your day. But, I mean, no, I haven't been in your shoes like that. I've been on the other end, but it doesn't make any type of difference. It doesn't make your day better shitting on somebody.
No, but it does feel better when someone tries to shit on you and you just clap them back. You just whip it out.
Yep.
Like you're ready. That's so satisfying. You gotta admit.
Your day just started after that.
Yeah, I was like,
you
let's
could
go.
take on the world.
Man, I just took an Addy. Let's go.
Just look at that.
I think one of the best times I've ever had with something like that was laughing in someone's face when they're like talking shit to me. Because I cut someone off in my truck, and then like, dude, the guy pulls up like on me like that and super hard and is like talking shit, you know, like calling me like every type of name. And you just look at the guy and you just start laughing. Like, dude, I honestly, when I was like looking at him, I just laughed, and he just keeps looking at me, keeps saying stuff, but he had nothing else to say, because what do you say at that point? if you're trying to
It's like
insult
nothing,
someone,
nothing is affecting you at that point.
yeah,
Like,
if
you
you're
can
trying to
say whatever
insult
you
someone
want,
and it's
gonna
not
affect
hitting you,
Dude,
what do you
that's
do?
That's so evil, man, because they're just getting a moment like.
It's like a barking chihuahua. They just keep on going.
I know, but that's the best. Seeing them get like that, they just. It's so fun.
Every time we get
It's so funny, bro. Oh.
No, go ahead.
No, continue.
No, dude, like, I mean, dude,
Robert.
hey, we emailed this. We planned this out.
Robert,
We prepared
Robert,
for
too.
this.
He just had the growth spurt I wish I had.
They honestly look like the same, kind of.
Right?
Just the beard and the glasses and the hat.
In this
Wait,
game,
so
John.
you were his barber?
No, I've been cutting his hair for like, jeez,
Yeah,
Six
is
the
years?
last like
6
almost
years now?
yeah,
Jesus,
probably
oh shit.
probably since at least like 2016, 2015 or so.
Really?
So almost 7 years probably by now.
Wait, so what barbershop do you work at around here?
Currently, right now in Northridge, it's called True Barbershop. That's where I'm at right now.
Oh, there we go. I see
Yeah.
your shirt. Damn.
Now I had to represent one time, you know.
There we go. That's tight, bro.
Did he just like pull up, or like did you know him like from somewhere else?
To be honest with you, when I first started cutting his hair, I used to he used to go with the homie Jimmy that he went to high school with, and then
Oh,
the
yeah.
homie Jimmy took off somewhere else, and then since me and him had a good relationship, he just started coming with me, and here we are now, almost 7 years later.
Yeah, it came out good. You used to leave my forehead kind of looking big in the beginning,
Who, Jimmy?
but you got better.
Oh, him?
Nah, your forehead is that
I think a lot.
big. Eh,
I'm a
So,
think-
what's the craziest like story you can tell us that you've ever been in regards to like cutting someone's hair? Like, have you ever fucked someone up really that bad?
when I first started, when I was in barber school, yes.
He left the patch.
Yes, that did happen to me because when you're first starting, literally when I first went into barber school, it was something that I wanted to do, but I didn't have the experience behind it.
Sure.
And I'm, in my first week, dude, the teacher's like, all right, well, here's a client, cut their hair. And when you don't know what you're doing and you kind of listen to the other person someone try to direct you, but you don't know what you're doing exactly, I messed up. Dude, the guy let me have it.
Oh, really?
Damn, but what was he yelling at you? My bag. Can you pass me my bag? I was like waiting for it. I was looking for it. But yeah, what was he yelling at you?
Dude, honestly, like it's a school, so we don't have like any type of like when you work at a job, you have a manager,
Sure.
and then when you mess up, let me speak to your manager. Dude, it's a school. We have
Well,
teachers.
they
and
go in knowing like, hey, I'm a beginner, right?
Yeah, it's like $5 cuts.
Yeah, right.
That school at the time was not as organized as like other schools. So at the second
Just
school
getting
that I
people
went
off
to,
the street and shit.
yeah,
or
there
what?
was a waiver that you had to sign that pretty much was like a liability waiver, where if we cut them, we messed up, whatever, like they couldn't do nothing to sue us per se.
Yeah, but people like going to like to get haircuts at like those school bars. They should know, right? Like they should know. that
Dude, you would think that, but in reality they don't.
That's
People
crazy.
pull up and expect like the most. It's like, dude, anywhere you go, people want the most out of those, $5 or whatever they spend.
I guess that is so true though.
Okay, but not you. But have you ever seen anybody like any other students just fuck someone up bad?
Dude, there's a lot of stuff. Like when I first started, like I remember when I was about to start shaving someone, when I was trying to like really practice how to shave, I almost dropped the razor, and I tried, and my first instinct is to just try to catch it. So that's what I went for, and I honestly I jammed the razor into my thumb.
Like deep in there?
Like legit to when I let it go, the razor was still there, like the actual blade itself was still in my thumb. Dude, the guy just kind of looked at me and was just like, you know what, dude? It's not that serious, bro. Don't worry about it. You don't gotta shave me. He was like, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm like, you don't gotta shave me.
You're like,
Oh shit!
no, it's good, bro.
Fucking head missing and shit.
Dude, at that moment, you take your L, you look at it, and you're just like, all right, dude.
And what was that? That's like a good $10 off the whole price. Like another
No,
shave?
I mean, you just don't get that experience because at the end of the day, as a student, when you're working there, you don't get paid.
That's when you're a student.
The school gets paid for the service, but if they tip you, that's you.
That's you. Okay.
But whatever they charge you for the haircut goes to the school. You don't get any type of any piece of that.
Shit.
But yeah, one of the homies did actually like cut someone really really bad. Like I did it to myself. This guy did it to somebody else.
Fuck.
That was funny. I remember in that first shop when I started going with you, I think it was Cali Cuts, right? Yeah, so that was the first shop I met him at.
That's
and
what it was called?
Yeah,
that's the first one. The first place they gave me an opportunity at.
yeah, where you and Jimmy were there. And then I remember you guys kept calling Jimmy the hash slinging slasher. He kept leaving cuts on everyone's fucking lineup.
Really?
That show is so funny.
I mean, like everywhere you go, we always
Yeah,
like to
everyone
tease
learns.
each other. But I mean, it's one of those moments where when you start something that you kind of don't, sometimes you don't take the right angles. You're still learning how to prepare, how to do some of that stuff, and then just I think in general, man, when you're just around your people and you're cool with someone, you just sometimes go in too hard.
Yeah, I know, but it's a lot of love. I love shitting on like the homies if they do it back.
I mean, when we are along that way, especially me and Jimmy, we went to school together. This is where I met him in barber school, and we worked with each other for like, almost like 2 years or so. And I mean, we're still friends to the day.
Would you guys
To
tell
this
each
day.
other like, yo, you fucked that shit up, like after like that person dipped, or would you tell them like while they're doing the cut, like, hey, like you're kind of fucking it up? Like, would you guys be as honest then and there in those kind of situations, or do you guys just let them fuck up on their own and be like,
Like honest constructive criticism.
Exactly.
It depends
On
on
the spot.
the client. For
Yeah.
example, so when you pull up, it's someone that we knew. It was someone that he went to high school with. They were friends prior to that. So, and then after I got to know him a little bit myself, and we were all kind of cool. Like, if he was doing something and he was kind of messing up, you can do that.
Yeah.
But if Sosa was just someone that just walked in, you don't do that, because at the end of the day, like almost anywhere you go, everything's about your respect. And if you disrespect someone in front of the other clients, it doesn't just ruin yourself as an individual to around the people you work with, but it ruins the whole shop.
No,
Because
that is
it's not
true.
just
Yeah,
one
ruins
person.
that's a mood killer seeing someone get belittled.
Well, like
Yeah.
pull them to the side and be like, yo, like I would do this or do that.
Oh, no,
Like, that's
100%.
what I'm saying. Like, I mean, obviously you don't want to fucking roast him in front of the client. You want.
Oh no, I like now that I've been doing this for almost 7 years now. So me that I've been doing this for a while, like when I see people that are younger that are in their first, even second year of being a barber and an actual barbershop as a professional, like I do pull them to the side. Hey bro, like hey dude, you did this. Like next time, try it like that. Hey, when you spoke to this person, you said something in a certain manner. Because at the end of the day, like it's still a profession. Yes, some people look at it, oh, I'm just a barber or you're just a barber, but it's no. This is our profession, this is our career, and the way you present yourself is the way the way people look at you.
100%. Yeah.
So if you disrespect people in front of others, that just shows your own character, and you can't do that.
I have a question for you. I know that there's two ways to get a cut. One of them is doing the online platform, and then the second way is just to fucking go and wish that you're gonna get cut in the next 30 minutes. Where do you guys see it preferred? Doing.
Yeah, so walk-ins or appointments.
Hey, what do you mean by online platform?
Like you could schedule it.
Like
Yeah.
so just online booking.
That's how I do it.
Essentially.
You guys have, you guys have online
Dude,
booking?
You use
so
Booksy.
close.
Yeah, I use the app.
Oh,
called
Booksy.
Booksy.
Yeah.
I
It's
text
so
my
close.
barber.
You see,
Yeah.
you're stuck in
That's
the middle
ghetto.
age, bro.
That's good, dog.
Hello, catch up.
For
Are you younger than us, bro?
real. Come on,
Nah,
man.
I mean, it's just one of those things that times changed. Like a couple years ago, I used to work at another barbershop. I used to work at a barbershop called Standard Barbershop, and then I went with my homie to a Modern Barber
Yep.
Room. And at those two places, we worked by walking. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And it was different times. Before COVID, people used to pull up. People used to pull up and just wait. I mean, dude, you guys pulled up when
No,
we
I
were
know,
working at
yeah,
Modern,
yeah.
and it's give and take.
It
Because
sucked,
if you
bro.
prepare, yeah, but if you prepare, an appointment is ideal. If you're unprepared and you need a haircut like today
Yeah.
at a walk-in barbershop, yeah, you might have to wait, but you get a cut.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think it's funny though, like when people go in there expecting to get a cut like that.
Oh, it pisses me off though
Yeah.
when they're just like, "Hey, bro, can I cut you?" I've had people ask me that, and I've waited there for 2 hours. I told one dude, I'm like, "No," and he was like, "Oh, bro, please don't." I'm in a hurry. I was like, "No," and I was like, "That's not my problem."
Yeah.
never
Well, that's what I'm
happened.
saying.
That's
That's why I
crazy.
like the online platform so much more easier and convenient because you could just it's already scheduled. You literally go and it's already ready to go.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
have to wait anymore.
But you just have to plan ahead. Some
No,
people,
no,
even though with
100%.
the platform and with everything there available to them, still fail to plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Like the barber himself,
No,
or the person,
client,
the client.
Thankfully, now after a couple years, I'm a little more established. I have my clientele base, so like throughout the week, I'm almost a week in advance. I'm already booked.
Yeah.
So if you fail to plan, at the end of the day, yes, that's my profession. Yes, this is what I do, but I'm just like anybody else. We all have lives.
Of course.
There's things that we want to do, spend time with our families, or type of things. And dude, if you fail to plan and you don't make an appointment and you need to do something, sucks to be you.
Yeah, dude, because time is fucking valuable, and especially if you miss that, that's just missed money that could have gone with someone else.
And that's what I think a lot of people kind of fail to understand. Where it's just like anybody else. Like, how many times I get a text like, hey, dude, like, my job called me and, like, hey, they need me to come in and I, like, hey, dude, like, I got to go to work, and they get paid for those hours. But sometimes in the most recent time, that's something that I need to improve in myself. Where like, yeah, I need to hold people more accountable to that because, dude, you're like, oh man, I need to go get this bread. So do I.
Yeah.
And that's that time where like, dude, people sometimes text
Now
me
you lost
super last
out.
minute,
Yeah.
and I can't do nothing about it.
Is
It's
it
too late.
possible? Is it possible for you to like have them pay at least like a percentage before they show up?
Like a cancellation fee.
There's
Yeah.
a new
or like
update.
a deposit essentially.
Yeah.
I tried to do that before, and it got complicated because people don't seem to understand. Hey guys, before I accept your appointments, you need to send forth a deposit. And dude, it was like the most complicated thing that I just, what, dude, it's not even worth it.
Have you thought about like opening up not like your own shop, but like your own
Studio.
personal like self?
Like, are you confident enough with the client base now?
Yeah.
That you have like that you think you can be
Yeah.
like, established on your own
Because
studio?
I feel like if you do that, and if you're like obviously you look well presented, so like if you build your own website, everything, you can instill like that cancellation fee, and
Yeah.
like you'll know your true clients too, because they'll pay that. If they like you, they like you.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
know back in the day, I remember you were still busy even out of your crib.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, and that's just to answer the question to start
hours.
with. I mean, I am confident in myself. I think right now, if there's a lot of things that I'm working on right now that I can't really put out there yet. There's a lot of stuff that's in the works. But yes, I am confident in myself. Where like if I move forward, like right now, me as an individual, as a barber myself, like if I got fired today, like the owner from the place where I'm working at right now called me, hey dude, you know what? I don't like how this happened. Like you gotta go. Like I wouldn't be upset. I'd be like, hey dude, I completely understand. And if I messed up, I messed up. And I would accept what the consequences are. And if I had to go somewhere else, I have my license, I have my clients, and and it's honestly shown forth over the last couple of years where my relationship that I built with all of my clients has shown to where that's why I am busy. And it's not to be like, oh, I'm the shit, or respectfully, dude, I'm I try to be as humble as I can, but at the end of the day, like I have built that relationship with my clients to I am where if I went somewhere else, I know they follow me.
That's true, because you're right. Wherever you go, they will go too.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I've been following you for fucking 7 years now, bro.
It's like 4 different barbershops, right?
5 or something like that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like one last time, just like compliment you, then I'll stop. But I literally
Trying to get that free haircut.
Trying
Trying to get that free haircut.
I literally waited for you at your whole barbershops for like almost 3.5 hours.
Dude, those
it's
times
3.5
suck.
hours?
3.5 hours,
For a
but
haircut?
yeah, but it just goes to show that it's worth it.
No, yeah.
No,
It was different times though. That's like pre-COVID, and a lot of places were walking where you could just show up anywhere and kind of sit down and wait, and people were kind of used to that. Especially with the whole COVID situation, it changed a lot for everybody.
That's what I wanted to ask you. How was COVID for you for your profession?
Talking to the mic.
Did it affect you?
How was it?
To be honest with you, yes.
Yeah. Wait, let me
Sorry,
context, because I don't know if the mic picked that up, but we're asking.
Yeah, do you mind just repeating the question to the mic?
No, yeah. I was just asking, like, how was as a barber, how was COVID for you?
I mean, it was difficult, man. A lot of people, and when I mean a lot of people, I mean towards like I guess, and I hate getting into this type of stuff, but like the government, like the politicians, all that, they wanted to shut us down.
Yeah.
Where a
Well,
lot of
they
these
did shut you guys down.
Yeah.
they didn't want to. They did.
And you ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's why I say like they wanted to, because yes, they did tell us to stop, but in reality, I mean, as you
couldn't
guys all know,
stop,
I kept going because I mean, there's something you can't stop, and I'm glad I did, because if I would have stopped right now, I think where I'm at right now to where I could have been, it'd be 2 different places. Like if I would have stopped as they instructed us to, I would have lost so many people, because at the end of the day, dude,
That was like 2 years.
Yeah, people will go
2
with
years.
consistency. That's a fact.
dude, people, regardless of whatever was going on, I honestly at first people were intimidated, because when I was working I had already started working from home. I had my own little setup in my room. I was doing my stuff, and people were showing up. But when COVID first hit, I think like a lot of us, we didn't know what it was. We didn't know what could happen to us. People were just dying left and right. We didn't know. I think a lot of people were scared. And then secondly to that, not only did they shut us down as a like the whole hair industry and like all these personal services, but like a lot of people were also laid off, and they weren't working. So when you're not making money, if you're not working, you don't have any type of money, you start kind of cutting things out. And the haircut was kind of one of the first things to kind of go.
We weren't seeing anybody, that's for sure.
Yeah, dude, I
Yeah.
remember.
That was an accident.
day they woke up. Bang.
She
Sorry
chose-
guys, our camera died.
She
And I
chose-
just got fucking roasted by Otto right now. Ah.
That's why you wore a black shirt today, dude. You got burned like toast, son.
Shit.
Yo, so I wanted to ask this guy, what is some of the craziest shit that like your clients have asked you when they have like they have that intimate talk with like their barbers?
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, can you line it up down there? Give me like a landing strip."
I know, but I've already told you no. We can't work on that one. You know? I know you have your trip
No,
coming
I
up, but
haven't.
that's a. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, it's a
Oh,
hard
dude,
pass.
like a heart or something like a cute little heart.
Yeah, because for some reason Sosa has an obsession with like dicks and shit. So
Yeah, I know. That's why I have to be careful. You know, watch how you move. You know, because you gotta be careful with everybody nowadays, man. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Hey,
the guy that put
hey,
his finger in my
be
mouth
honest,
and
be
put it in my
honest.
hair.
Does Soso look at you while you line him up?
Oh, I
Dead in the eye. Dead in the
I
eye.
have my maneuvers already for that. I'm prepared for it.
I think you once. Don't fucking dude.
Hey,
Don't make me feel bad.
Hey, have you guys ever watched that movie? What's it called? I now pronounce you a Chuck and Larry.
No.
Yeah.
You've never seen it?
Bro, I'm born 2001. When the fuck did this come out?
Bro,
2010 or
What's
something.
Oh shit, I don't know.
I don't know.
you were born in 2001?
Yes,
It's not 21. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess that is.
That
it's
was
2022.
AG. I was already reading. I was already reading Dr. Seuss by that time.
All right, shit.
Nah, but in that movie is like when Sosa gives me the eye, I just have to hit him the one time, you know. he gets. Nah, just kidding. Nah, but I mean, honestly, like I do have a really good relationship with a lot of my clients. So you know, at the end of the day, I don't know. Like, I have this luck where people feel really comfortable to tell me a lot of things. Like, dude, I've heard from people opening up to me like, hey, dude, I don't know how to tell my family, but you know, like, I'm gay type of conversations. I've had the like, dude, like, I was with my girl and you know, I did this, and you're just like, you know, you have to be respectful to everybody, you know. You're just like, wow, okay, you know, like sometimes you know, and they throw you off so hard sometimes that you're just like, damn, like, so is that thought process in the back of your head, like you're listening, but you're just thinking like, fuck, I was like, why me? Why'd you tell me this
They've
right
never
now?
told you like some crazy shit, like almost like.
Yeah, like okay, like what's the craziest story that you can tell with like, you know, that's not saying too much and
Alright,
don't
thank
say
you.
names obviously. Or if you do, I'll bleep it out. Please do.
Nah.
no, don't.
Like some like murder shit.
Nah, I
Damn,
mean,
what the f-
knock on wood, man.
What's up with you
I
and
know
murders and
what's
shit?
up. Wait,
Last episode, you're all
I'm
fucking.
just, bro. I've been on this podcast like murder with my husband is just like murder stories.
Dude, you're like those. Dude, you're like a girl. You're like all those into murder mysteries and whatever. Snapped.
But it's just it gets addicting, man. I've been watching a lot of these Netflix like documentaries that just kind of came out, and they've been like real like, you know,
Dark.
like
Crazy
like
shit, huh?
yeah, like pedophile-ish, you know,
Yeah,
like
bro.
you know, like all sorts of things that like at the end of the day it's like everything, man. You really don't know who people are.
So
you know?
who killed
100%.
Marilyn Monroe?
I
Dude.
saw that one too.
That
Was it good? I haven't finished it.
It had to be the feds,
alright.
man. Had-
Feds?
I think she
John F.
started,
Kennedy.
she started talking too much, and she started, you know, risking too much for the president. The president was like, hey,
And they had a pop.
That's what I'm
You know?
saying. John F. Kennedy.
Dude. Oh yeah. Oh, probably for speaking out about that as well.
Yeah.
But, man, but speaking of that, dude.
Hey,
I
what
was-
did he say
I
about
think
him?
Bobby. Sorry.
Oh well,
Bobby?
pretty much she was just exposing that like it was all organized and planned, where it was just a sole act from that one dude who actually shot JFK.
Yeah, Bobby
That
Kennedy.
where it was just
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much she was exposing the conspiracy behind it, and that was pretty much it as like the suspicion of why she suddenly died.
What did she say though? Like,
She, it's too much to.
I don't.
They had her pretty much. They had her like. They had like what's it called?
Fucking Sosa was so lazy to tell his story.
I was
No.
so lazy.
Yeah.
They tapped into like they wired her phones, so she was pretty much they caught her on the phone speaking about like things with the Cuban like the Cuban stuff like all these
Cuban Missile Crisis.
yeah all the what's it called
communists.
yeah correct the communists they had her on the like pretty much talking on the phone about communists and all sorts of things, and they got to that point where like, hey man, like we don't know what's her deal, and she's you know and then,
Like the dictator.
yeah, dude. And then and there's like a lot of conspiracy theories to where like what time did she actually die? When did this actually happen?
Because it was an overdose, right?
That's what
So
they
That was the
Yeah,
official
yeah,
story.
yeah,
Cause
yeah,
of death. Yes.
and they say that her agent actually pulled up, and then they called the ambulance. They say that they took her out when she was like dying, and then they brought her back. So at the end of the day, I mean, that happened such a long time ago that I mean, who knows what really happened, and who ever
Somebody
really
knows,
tells the
though.
truth.
Somebody, somebody does, but who knows if we'll ever find out the real truth in our lifetime at least.
But it's like that saying goes.
Might.
There's his story, her story, and then the truth.
Yeah.
You know, and that's literally one of those things.
That's a bar because history is all his story and her story.
I don't think that's
It's just his story.
I know it's just his story.
It was just his story.
Right now, like
Never was her story.
I mean, dude, and even then, on that type of sense, like, dude, like, we really don't know what's going on. So that's why, I mean, I think a lot of these things, you just kind of have to kind of like attack the situation as it comes and handle adversity. It's like right now with the gas. Dude, the gas is crazy, but not going to stop driving.
True.
You know?
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
I'm not gonna be walking. I'm fucking a
Maybe,
pig.
yeah, dude, I'll just walk home to Ventura and shit.
I'm gonna buy a
Oh, he
horse.
does that every day?
I'll buy a horse.
Oh, but back to a lot of like that conspiracy stuff. I actually just saw a clip of when David Dobrik was on Impulsive, and he was pretty much recapping a story
Everything's
of a girl that he was
huh?
with, and pretty much saying that a guy, like a really sketchy guy in a suit,
At the end, I could
came
just
to
click
her
in it.
and said
And
that
lower volume.
he can make her whatever she wants, whether it be a singer, actor, whatever she wants. She's gonna be
Oh,
super
just sell your
famous.
soul?
Yeah, and then pretty much he asked David to leave. He left, and then that girl later on went back to her crying and like super scared and pretty much saying that like she had to sacrifice someone.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So that girl that David Dobrik was talking to had to sacrifice someone.
Yeah.
And that she talked to her mom and everything, that her mom was willing to give herself up for her.
What the fuck?
And I'm just like, damn, dude. It's like, you hear all these stories and like
So did she do it?
so-called myths. Oh, I don't know. You know,
Uh.
that's just a story he was telling on Impulsive. And then that's on Impulsive, one of the biggest podcasts ever. You know, we'll get there one day.
One day.
One day. But
One day.
that's what's up.
One day.
Cheers to that. One day.
Oh, I guess yeah.
Una dia.
All right,
It
finish.
needs-
one.
I believe.
Yeah, but I mean, who knows? But that's just even saying. That's just saying, like, dude, how dark is really Hollywood and how much of these stories are really stories.
Bro, going back to
Talk
the
to, like-
fucking, going back to the going back to the Marilyn Monroe thing, bro. Remember the last podcast telling like Hollywood's fucking like gay and shit,
Yeah.
bro. In the
Nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Nothing wrong with
Our
that.
comedy
You know,
podcast,
y'all can do what y'all wanna do,
it's
but-
insults.
like in the documentary, the Marilyn Monroe documentary, they were talking about how like while she was coming up, it was like they would abuse like the female actors and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like all right,
Yeah.
you want this role, like you gotta
Harvey
do this.
Weinstein.
Yeah.
Bro,
But then it switched to males. At that point, and all the way to today, it's males. That's why I'm like,
Yeah, I've always,
That's
and then that's a common story in the conspiracy wise, especially a lot in hip hop and rap.
oh, bro, I'll say all that bullshit.
Yeah, I know, dude. Mario's also the first one to fucking pull down his pants and bend over for him too.
Bro, I have the story that
Wait,
happened to me in Miami,
what?
dog.
I don't know.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because he'd be the first one to sell himself.
Really?
To what?
Would you sell yourself? Like, would you?
To what? To like
To
to
be
a soul?
famous, yeah.
My soul.
Yeah, for that EDC set.
No. No, pretty much.
It's not rigged.
Hey, did you win?
No, he didn't.
No, I didn't, bro. So fucking
We already knew it.
Soul.
Yeah.
Soul something guy won.
Yeah. It was like a disco house kind of shit.
Lame.
Don't
Hey, but
breast
is that
you.
stuff? Do you feel like that stuff
Rigged.
is kind of rigged? Do you feel like there's
So
already
that's
fan
what-
favorites in
So
that type
here's
of
the thing.
sense?
Here's the thing.
Talk to
So-
Mike.
No, the other guys, yeah, disco,
So
whatever.
here's the thing. This guy says that because he's taking some like DJ classes.
Where?
He's taking.
Or isn't that what he said?
He's on the-
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
remember you were taking those DJ
Oh,
courses?
yeah, yeah.
And he said that his instructor has like inside scoop on that shit, and then his instructor said that it's rigged. And then this guy told me that he entered it like in the past, but they didn't even look at his shit.
Yeah.
So
me and him entered.
I entered, but they looked at my stuff. They listened to it.
And then I got salty and I still want to believe our
Yeah.
story more.
So they at least listened to it, but I didn't win. So it's all good. I mean, I went in there like just like if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't.
I don't
Like,
know.
it's all
I
good.
mean, I don't know because like his followers on Instagram was pretty low, so he only had like 1,000.
Who saw?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also too about what his history
that's
is
what
also
it is.
his
That's
resume. But because you don't know his resume too well.
Yeah,
But
well,
either
I mean-
way, it's a discovery project.
Yeah.
It's like you should have a low count.
Yeah, you should
Yeah, I know.
Discovery
It looks
project.
more realistic that way
Yeah.
for sure.
Let's see. Hold on. Because I'm pretty sure he's followed by like.
I think some guy that won
I'm
has
gonna
like
fact
700.
check right now.
Because I've gone past to the back and shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think it's just hard. I think in almost everything and anything, not just like music or whatever it is. At the end of the day, it's politics. You know, who you rub elbows with, who you cool with, who you know.
Connections, yeah.
You know, like
Network.
and it sucks.
So
Network,
how
yeah.
does in your case being a barber and coming up in that scene, how does politics and connections work in that sense for you and benefited you
So he,
and fucked you over?
Well, I mean, it just kind of varies because when there are like those competitions, like those barber
I
competitions.
was just about to ask about that.
And I've never participated, so
Me
I
too.
can't really say that this is what happens or that's not what happens.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, like anybody that goes there, people that know that a lot of people say that it's all politics. It's like the people that always win. Oh, they know the judges somehow, some way. You know. So I mean, I can't say it's rigged, but that's the taco on the water cooler. You know.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like not true.
That
You know what
it's
I mean?
all politics.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, dude, honestly, at the end of the day, like the way that works too with politics, like for example, when you want to get a job, if you're already kind of known in the community or people kind of know you, or for example, you already have your clients, when you show up somewhere and you have your clientele base and you're not really like trying to eat off the shop and you have your own stuff. For example, like when I showed up to where I was working at, like they're more willing and they kind of want that, versus when someone just kind of shows up and it's like, for example, they just finished school and they don't have no clients and you just kind of look at them and you're just like, you roll the dice because, I mean, we all started somewhere.
Yeah.
And not everybody gives you that chance.
Yeah, that's hard. Like I feel like that's also the hard part coming up like brand new, but like that translates to any scene. It's like, how do you get your start? How do you even get someone to give you your start?
Just jump in, man.
Yeah,
Like,
that's first and foremost, just getting the courage to start.
like
Yeah, that's true. I mean, in a sense, that's exactly what I did with DJing. I just shot my shot with Avalon and I got my first booking. So I'm assuming that you just shot your shot with the shop and then you got a chair.
Yeah, I mean, when I first was trying to get a job in a barbershop, when I was still in school, so I didn't have my license. I mean,
Allegedly.
that's the truth, But I would go to like these hood shops where like they weren't in really good areas. They were busy, but it wasn't like nothing crazy, and they weren't I mean, they were known in the hoods, but they weren't like really like I guess elegant type barbershops.
Mhm.
And like these people said no to me, So I was like, and I got kind of like upset, and like I was like, you know what, man, I'm selling myself short. And this kind of goes back to the thing in anything where I think all of us as individuals, we need to like know our worth. And I took that shot where I went to these hood spots, like these like not even barbershops but beauty salons, and they kept saying no, no, and no. I got so many no's where I was like, you know what, hey, look, this barbershop, the barbershop was where my cousin was going. I didn't know any of the barbers right there, and I pulled up, and I was like, hey man, look, like, do you guys have a chair available? And it was like a better shop per se, a lot nicer than the other place I was trying to get hired at, and the guy gave me a shot. He was like, hey dude, you know how to do this, and he just asked me a couple questions, and I was like, yeah, and I was like, and he gave me a shot, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. Granted, I left, maybe we don't have like the best relationship, but at the end of the day, regardless, I'm still grateful for the opportunity, because it got me to where I'm at now.
Did you always want to be a barber? What made you want to?
Yeah, how did that even come across your mind? Like, you know what, that this is what I want to do. That's actually what I was.
Do you want to do that
ask.
for the rest of your life though, or is it like what's your like long term goal with this?
When I was a kid, I used to play baseball. So in my head, I think like any kid, you think you're gonna become a professional athlete.
Yeah.
And then
I've had that dream.
I went to high school and I
Didn't
got
work
into
out?
my coaches, and that kind of didn't work out. And then I went to go play football, and then I was having fun there. And then we got a trip in my junior year to go to Utah. And I got to go. We actually went to the Utah Utes actual like campus, and we were talking to the coaches and
sick.
that type of
That's
stuff.
badass.
But I was offensive lineman, and I'm only like 5'10", and these guys are like 6'3", 6'4", and like, dude, like I was like, all right, unless I cut the weight and become like a linebacker, there's no way I'm gonna make it. And I just didn't do it, and so I was like, that kind of idea, I kind of left that behind me. And then just my situation changed because of my stuff at home, and I had to pretty much like stop kind of going to school to be able to kind of help my family.
Sure.
Because my dad got sick and little things here and there, and where at the end of the day, like maybe I wasn't like paying stuff at the house, but the least I could do to help them was to take care of myself. So I went to work.
Yeah, so you started like being more realistic once you saw that, like, all right, obviously I can't cut it in sports for like physical reasons, like out of my control.
I mean, not even just that, but sometimes the different circumstances in which, like I said, my family kind of presented to like things happened to my family, where I had to change my ideas and I had to be realistic of what we needed, you know.
Yeah.
And so that's where things change. And I was working at In-N-Out, and I was
I
like
remember.
what,
Yeah,
17,
I
maybe
remember.
18 years old, and I was like, you know what? Like I said, my circumstances were changing at home, and I was like, man, like I want to become a manager. I was like, dude, I was like, they get paid well. I was like, there's obviously opportunity
like
here.
60K or something, 70K.
I mean, that's on the low end, on the beginning.
Oh, deadass.
You know,
Oh,
when you're a store
Jesus.
manager, you're talking about like 100K plus,
Oh, that's
Damn.
crazy.
depending on the store. You
like
know,
that's their life, huh? Like they're
yes, but at the
24/7.
same time, you know, like we talked about earlier, politics. You know,
That's true.
sometimes you know you don't, you know, it's just who you know, who you rub elbows with, you know, those type of situations.
Yeah.
How hard is it to come up like In-N-Out from your experience? Because I know that they have like their own level
Years,
system.
bro. I
Times
heard it takes
changed.
years.
Yeah, because I'm just like, you could actually move up and make decent money. Like that's the only fast food chain I even heard of that.
Yeah, but do you want to just?
No, obviously you don't want to,
That's what
but
I'm
it's a
saying.
possibility. It's an option.
I'm sure
once you're
there's
in.
some people.
I just feel like
that,
once you're
that's
in,
the
you're
thing.
in though. Like you like, I mean, where else are you gonna go to make that amount of money and say I worked at In-N-Out? Like you just work at a fast food restaurant at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
I know, but that's something
Like there's no growth after that.
But it depends on the person.
No, there is.
No,
I mean, there
actually,
is,
no,
but
no, there's not.
it's a
No,
lot
there's not.
harder.
There's you
not,
get into
because In-N-Out's not a franchise. It's a.
it's
It's
a-
independently
it's
owned.
Yeah, but that's what I'm telling you. There's a lot of actually, you know, I hate to say this, but unfortunately, you guys are wrong in that aspect. If you commit your life to it, obviously, it all depends because it depends how you approach it. If you handle your job correctly and you do things right and you improve yourself as an individual, you move up from becoming a store manager to a division manager. And there's different opportunities, you know. And then within itself, you can go to maintenance. There's different opportunities depending on what you like. But there's honestly a lot of room for growth right there. Once you get up there, dude, some of those guys are making over 200,000. Where in a fast food chain do you do that?
That is 100% true. But what I was saying is that like you're gonna be only situated in that specific niche of that restaurant industry. Like you can't go to like use that experience, or maybe you could. I could be wrong. I don't know. And go to work with like Amazon or Netflix and make that type of money. Like they're gonna say like,
I know what you mean.
Basically, what we're trying to say is like the transferring. So like you know
Yeah.
how like
You can't transfer
you
that
know how like for
experience.
example hospitality. If you're a doctor, if you go to like just stuff like that, like you can transfer to other types of similar like
industries.
industries and actually apply for that same position that you once were at this job from job A to job B. You can possibly transfer over. But like In-N-Out, like is that something that they do?
Well, regardless, good for them, by the way.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
honestly,
good for
yeah.
them. Like,
Very-
like you
like,
making
as you're
that
talking to
money.
me, like I'm having a whole new respect for people that like really work hard in that job.
No,
man.
yeah, for sure. Like
Because you always see like people at fast food restaurants, like this motherfucker.
no, they
that Jack
grind.
Box.
I
Dude,
fucking hated
still?
that shit, bro.
Still,
I think it just depends on you as an individual.
It's what you want
Yeah.
and
Because-
what you want in life, I think.
Yeah,
you know?
because if you can take what you learn from there and be like, oh, like I'm just a fast food worker. But dude, like if you really like pick up on the little things that they teach you, like there's a lot of things that I learned from there that I carry on to where I do now.
What are
You
some?
know, for example, greeting people when you walk into the door. How many times have you showed up to a barber shop and like you just kind of show up and you walk in for the first time and you don't know the place and like people just kind of look at you and just kind of like,
Yeah, like
oh
kinda-
man, like
it's
what do I
awkward.
do? You
It's
know, you
awkward,
feel
yeah.
weird. You know, and when people that come in through where my station's all the way on the back end, the parking lot towards the back, so that's like sometimes I'm the first person they see. When people walk in through that door,
Yeah.
every single person that walks in through that door, hey, how's it going, man? What's up, bro? How you doing? Welcome. Hey, do you have an appointment? All right, cool. No, I don't have an appointment.
That's
"Oh,
how he
hey, bro."
fucking steals your clients and shit.
Nah, not even
I
that.
know that it's all strategic.
Yeah. No, it's just being personable to people, you know, making
Yeah.
them feel welcome. Because it like it says, it's not just right there. It's not just about being an individual. It's about being a team. And
Yeah.
no matter what, however you look at it, if I'm a jerk, the whole place is a jerk. You know what I mean? People are not gonna be like, oh, that shop, that guy was a jerk. They're gonna be like, that shop was rude to me.
I love that, and it's great. But do you ever want to go individual? Like I've seen mobile barbers that are fucking killing it, you know, and then you
what's
go
that
to
one
them
dude that-
directly, right? Like in-home calls and stuff like that. Would you ever want to transfer out, not work in like that beautiful community that you are currently at right now, and want to do everything on your own?
The guy on TikTok, Vinny something.
Oh, Vinny Blends.
Like
Oh,
that.
Big Blends.
Oh,
Vicky.
Big Blends.
Yeah.
That was hard.
To be honest with you, like driving to people or having like a mobile type of thing, no.
Mm.
I like being at a barbershop.
Mhm.
I like talking to people.
like the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that's like me being around people. It makes my day. Like when I work by myself, like I was cool because at the end of the day, like that's what also can help me a lot when I speak to people. That's why I built a really close relationship, because at the end of the day, dude, I was cutting hair from my room. You know, literally it's just me and my client, and if I didn't speak to them, we literally be sitting in a room with like some music playing and just awkwardly quiet in my house.
Yeah, it's the longest fucking haircut ever, for sure.
Honestly, though, sometimes I kind of like it when it's like no talking. I'm just there, and
No, I
then
mean, there's sometimes that you're just there for a
they
haircut
cut
and
me
you're like,
up
I don't
and
want to talk
shit,
to anybody
you know?
else.
Yeah, no, but with you, I've noticed that I look forward to the haircuts just because I know that you and me are gonna bullshit. We're gonna like just talk about nonsense. Like I look forward to the conversation I'm gonna have with you every time I go get a haircut with you.
But I mean, that kind of goes back to kind of something that I mentioned to him earlier, like I think when we were off, which is you have to read the room. You
True.
know, like
Yeah.
you come from a different profession. Excuse me. Where it's just like sometimes you come to the shop, you can get a haircut, and you had a stressful day. You know what I mean? Like the last thing you want
Smells like
is
shit,
after like the hardest day
Sorry, babe.
is to talk to somebody. You want to sit there and you kind of want to be like, just be quiet, you know, handle whatever you're there to do, get your haircut, and get out.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of people that like to talk. That's one thing that I learned from when I was in school.
Mm.
That because a lot of people that don't have like, that are on social security, like such as older people, they don't have the money to go to a barbershop to pay, you know, $20, $30, $40 for a haircut. So they only have $5 to spend.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like when you speak to these people, sometimes you're the only interaction that they have the whole day. So it changes the way you look at it. Because dude, like imagine if you're an older person, you're an old widow, your kids don't come look for you, no one talks to you all day. You know, obviously you're older, so you're not like, and things were different, so not like they really have a phone.
I get, yeah.
So like you're the only interaction they have the whole day.
Damn, you go personal. Fucking Jesus.
No,
That's deep. That's
I've
deep.
done, I've done
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I've done that. I've
That's
seen
deep.
that. I've
Like,
seen that.
Thankfully, because of that type of stuff, and you know, this was a reason sometimes people don't like you. But when I was in barber school, a lot of those guys didn't like me
Why is
because I took those guys and they would come look for me.
Gotcha.
And dude, like, I mean, it's nothing personal. It's not like I try to do it. But when you treat people in a certain manner, people never forget the way you treat them. That's
So-
one thing for sure.
Would you say that part of this business, obviously you gotta be skilled as a barber, because or else no one would come back to you, correct? Now, would you say a part of this business is also selling yourself as a person?
Oh, that's like, dude, you could be, like, honestly, you don't even have to be that skilled. But like I said, people never forget the way you make them feel. If you sit down in their chair and you had a shitty day and this guy made your day, most likely you're gonna come back. Even if their haircut's like okay, because you'd be like, my haircut's like whatever, it's okay. But when I sit in this guy's chair, I had a badass time.
Yeah.
That's
you know?
true.
Yeah, no, dude, you gotta go back to what I said, man, dude. Like, I look forward to just the bullshit we just even talk about.
Dude, there's a lot of things that we talk about that probably can't really share on here
Yeah.
like that. But I guess, you know, real like a little vulgar, you know. But it,
Yeah.
Hey.
You gotta be on guard, man. Hey, don't talk about
Hey,
it.
hey, bro, I thought I was about to put the Heimlich real quick. This fool got nervous. Almost choked on the gum.
But one question I did have was, out of all the clients, what was one of the most annoying things that you would always say, like, just don't be as a client? What's the number one thing?
I think that just depends on the person. Some people, because honestly, I think genuinely it's like everybody. Like, some people really don't care. Dude, you can sit right there, you can talk all sorts of mess as much as you want. You look at it and you be like, whatever. But like to me, like I don't like people that have like that are just rude. You know, like yes, I'm cutting their hair. Yes, they're paying me for my service. But at the end of the day, like, you know, I think like anybody, I'm still a man, you know? And don't try to come in there and try to like, no, like not even just that, try to look at you and try to, you know, essentially treat you like a bitch, you know? And like, that's not it. And it depends on the person. Some people will sit there. And this is one thing that I tell a lot of younger barbers is, dude, stand up for yourself. Because the moment that you allow something, they will continue to do it. If you let someone like walk all over you, that will continue to happen for the rest of your career.
Oh, have you ever had a moment where you had to shut someone down?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dude,
You have to hear this. You have to hear this.
Me personally, I hate when I have that's like it kind of goes back to the thing when you're a newer barber, like you have to deal with whatever walks in.
Take
You have to do it.
anything and everything.
You have to earn your stripes.
Yep.
At the end of the day, you have to earn your stripes anywhere you go. And like one thing I hated when I was newer, when I didn't have all my clients that came to look for me, so I was not as busy as I am now, was that a lot of people test you, where like, you know, they have a bad experience somewhere else, and then they pull up to where you're at, and you know they'll be like, you know, at the end of the day you might want a mid fade, just with a trim on top, and that's it. But they'll start off, oh, let me get like a low fade, you know, and then just not leave the top, and then it would be like, oh, okay, this guy listens, you know what, dude? Hey, you think, raise up the fade and take a little bit off the top? And I was like, okay, he really does listen. And then, you know what, dude? Give me a high fade and take off like an inch. Now,
Damn, really? People are,
bro, what the fuck?
But
they're really
see,
just going in like that.
That's fucked up because my barber, I learned from him that that's fucked up because it's taking away from your time for making more money. So it's like basically you're paying for the hour. Usually is my haircut's about an hour and a half.
Yeah, like an hour.
And
hour and a half.
And the moment that you like do a fade, you gotta do that fade again, and basically
Yeah,
right?
start from scratch. Well, not from
Readjust.
scratch.
When
but-
that happened to me, I was working at a walk-in barbershop. So at the end of the day, where it really irritated me was because I knew there was people like they said, they waited 2 to 3 hours sometimes depending on the time of the year, and because especially with the holidays it was really busy.
Yeah.
Dude, if you're sitting right there and you've been waiting for 2 hours and some jerk just because he can't just tell you what he wants and he's testing you, like that's what irritated me. Because I had people waiting and this guy instead of just telling me straight up what he wanted, and I had to kind of jump through all these hoops. And then still at the end of the day, this guy left. He went to go cash. He comes back, and he comes back to pay me. So I walk up to the register to charge him, and the guy still goes, yeah, you think you can take the fade a little higher? At that point, I was like, you know what, dude? Hey, look, man, straight up. Obviously, I couldn't satisfy you as a barber, and respectfully, man, keep your money, man. It's on me. Don't worry about it. But just understand this, that as an individual, man, like I can't
you're
tell
right.
you,
You're right.
this is not my place to tell you you can't come back. But just so you're aware, the next time you come in and if I see your name on the list and I'm the next person to take you, I'm not gonna service you. And just be straight up with the person, because like anybody, dude, anywhere you go, if you just straight up with the people, it's just like
I
it
still
kind of hurts.
collected though.
It hurts, but at the end of the day, they get it, and that's what I talk about when you don't let people walk all over you, because once you allow it once, it's gonna continue to happen.
Yeah, because it's even not fair to you as a person to even let them like think that that's even okay.
It's not okay.
No, it's not.
Like
it's
I
not.
said,
And I fucking
it's taken away from your time. That's the thing. Time is money.
I mean, on top of just my time, at the end of the day, like, a lot of people sometimes don't care about their people, but I do also respect you guys' time. So at the same time, I'm there all day. Dude, for these guys, for example, if they're sitting there and they've already waited 2.5, 3 hours, dude, and you have something to do, and because this guy just can't, be straight up about what he wants, and now they got to wait another 30 to 45 minutes, dude, it's wasting someone else's time. And it's just, that's the respect, I think, to everybody, where you have to respect everybody's time. And it's just not about me. I have to respect your time as a client, and people have to respect my time as a barber.
Have you ever had to get tested to even work at a shop?
At one place where I tried to work, yes, they did ask me to come in, bring in a client, and look at how I cut hair. And like I said, it kind of goes back to what I said, to where it depends how people make you feel. And at that place, they kind of made me feel like I didn't know what I was doing. And maybe I was younger, and maybe I was being even a little arrogant.
Like not as open to criticism, fair enough, at that time.
I mean, yes, I listened to it and I didn't wasn't rude about it, but like sometimes you gotta look at yourself and be like, nah, dude. Like maybe that doesn't say you gotta know your worth and you gotta respect yourself. And like I was like, you know what, this guy pretty much like treated me like that I'm a total rookie. That did I was like, you did okay, but you can definitely do better. And yes, it is, but it depends how you present it.
True.
Would
you ever hop on that like Vic Blends type of social media?
Yeah, dude, because like even Mario was saying, dude, you're well, like one of the reasons why I even invited you here is because even like you're just one of the homies. You're one of the funniest people like I talk to. You're also really well spoken. You know how to articulate your thoughts really well and like super like understandable. And you're funny as shit. So why don't you do like a Jet, like how like Jeff FM does like the barbershop? Dude, you would be perfect for that, man.
Fucking smack.
Yeah, dude, Chepo Shop Talks, dude. You even said it yourself, man. The title is perfect.
You should, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I mean, one day I would like to do something like this, where like you talk and have different guests and kind of really have an interview type of thing.
Yeah.
But like at least as far like what Vic Blends does, I wouldn't do it because personally I don't want to be like
going
be famous.
out.
I don't want to be known. Like I want to be like within my own community, where my own community knows who I am. Like, and I don't need that. Like, oh, this guy has 1 million followers on Instagram. This guy has 1 million. I don't need all that. Like, as long
But
as
it's
my
not
community
about that.
respects me.
No, it's not about that because you personally, I know you love podcasts because that's like one of the main things we talk about. You know, like Two Bears, YMH, Birdcast, all of them. So I just feel like you would be good at it because you would enjoy it so much.
Yeah, but I mean, just I guess I mean that's different though. Like a podcast, I would definitely want to do one day, and I think it'd be pretty cool. It'd be pretty cool to have like something going like that to where like I can, you know, like I said, speak to people. Because honestly, if it was up to me, dude, I can talk all day. But I do it for 12
Yeah, it
plus
looks
hours
like
a day.
that way.
Yeah, dude,
I could
I have a
probably
lot
talk
of
all day.
fun.
No,
Man.
yeah.
We can't do it's. I always tell my girl, I'm like, whenever it's my haircut, just give me an hour and a half. You know, just like I said, because we're just there
Yeah.
bullshitting half the time, just cracking up on stories.
Yeah, but it's just like I mean something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool one day, you know. And like I said, just to be able to interview people, because honestly, like I think a lot of people sometimes don't get enough credit for who they are. And like I said, it depends how you interview them, you know. And you really gonna get to really see who they are.
Would you ever be open to doing it?
To having like a podcast to interview people.
Yeah, dude, I would even
Yeah.
produce it for you.
Yeah, like I mean something like that. I would definitely want to be what I want to do. Like it's just I just have to. Honestly, at the end of the day, I just gotta make time for it. You know, because we all have time for everything. It's just what we decide to make time for.
Priorities.
It's a thing. But you could also look at it because the reason why we even started this podcast was a content reason. And I get that you don't want to be famous, but it's also a good advertisement as
Yeah.
well. It's a solid advertisement. Is that what you're gonna say?
No, I was just saying something about what Kay told me today. I can't even say his name. Ketriov.
Just K.
Kay. His name's Kay. He's a good guy.
He's a
but
good
no,
guy.
no, he really is. He's really nice. But one thing like we were talking about today, because like for me, like me and him were just talking about music, right?
Talk to Mike.
Talking about music today. He was just telling me how like, you know, doing the things that you love isn't always just about being famous, and isn't always about, you know, expecting things to come within the year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, right? Like you shouldn't be expecting like, oh, like next year I'm gonna be like, for example, for you, I'm gonna have this many clients by next year. I'm gonna be in this position by next year, because when you get to that next year, and if you see failure, you're gonna look at that as, you know, I'm not good enough. You should be like looking at it day by day, more than like setting a goal. You know what I'm saying? Like it's good to set goals, but set realistic goals like that are achievable monthly at least. That's what you know,
Right.
and by the time that like you start like writing things down, you know, like basically writing things on paper, getting it out of your mind, putting it on paper, seeing it, writing it, feeling it, touching it, you know, manifesting it, and like when it comes around, you actually achieve those small little goals. It just boosts your confidence up, like as a person, and like boost your self-esteem up. So like for you, they're saying like, you know, that you can make an impact.
That's
You're burping. That you can like make an impact on people. You know what I mean? Like that you can make an impact.
No,
so
yeah,
like
100%.
So like it's not always like, you know, being famous or anything. That's just like a secondary asset that comes with it.
Yeah, I mean, on that aspect, in terms of understanding that things take time, that humbled me very early in my career. Because when I first started cutting hair, I was 19. I just got into a barbershop, and in my head, like, dude, especially when you're 19, 20, 21, you show up to places and you just think like, oh man, dude, like, I already know how it's gonna go. This guy's doing this guy's doing that. And you kind of like sometimes at a younger age, you don't know how to handle certain things. And you think that because other people are doing it, it's gonna happen like this. And it's not true.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm you know, like I said, I'm 7 years in, I'm going on to my 8th year, and it's taking me this long to be where I'm at right now.
Can I ask how old you are?
26, I'm gonna be 27 this year.
26, 27? Nice.
Yeah.
So you've been doing it since, you said 19.
To be fair, how old did you think he was? And be fucking honest.
24, 25. Serious. Swear to
Fucking
God.
liar.
Dude, he looks like around same age as my barber. So my barber's like 23.
And I
24.
think a lot of things changed in the barbering community, where I think my age group of people to where before, when we were kids, you show to the barbershop and all the barbers were all veteranos. They were all older guys. People would be like your tios and stuff like that, and you know, and it changed a lot. And that's why I tell you, it's a very big thing of how you present yourself, because when you're 19, you're a kid showing up to a man's world. And people, if you don't present yourself correctly, dude, they will shit on you.
How did you flip the switch? How did you get out of a, like, I don't know, I feel like the younger you are, you're not really like exposed to seeing the more logistical side of like things, and like, you know, you're kind of seeing it whereas how you want to see it and where you want to be. Like, how did you like mature your mind and be like, you know, this is kind of a place where I should feel like I should be at?
Yeah, like what was the solid turning point, if you can remember, where you're like, oh, like where everything just flipped that switch?
Yeah.
just doing it, and then like you kind of get to that point to where obviously like you said, you set goals for yourself, and then like you have to look in the mirror, because you set goals for yourself, and a lot of these things are like they're achievable. It's easy to do it, but when you put yourself in a position and you start you have to look in the mirror sometimes, because like you don't realize what you're doing is hurting yourself. When I was, then it depends on the people you surround yourself with, and that was a big thing, because it's like
that's a fact.
when I was younger, I didn't know how to handle certain situations. Like if someone talked shit to me, I would just clap back because I couldn't help myself, and I just did it. But like I said, as a professional, you don't do that. Like right now, like today, if someone would have said something to me at the barbershop, and someone said something out loud, like where they're just being disrespectful, because we all play around. There's a lot of things where we joke around,
There's a fine line.
but yeah, there's a difference between when you're just joking to when you're being disrespectful. And if someone says something to me, hey, they're being disrespectful, cool. I take it, I eat it, and people are like, oh, you let them say that to you? Yeah.
That's me. They call
And-
you a
and you
bitch.
and you're like, cool. But when you see them after work, or you catch them in the break room, like, hey dude, what's up? Like, you said this and this, like, what's going on, or what is the issue? And that kind of comes with experience. After you do it for a couple years and you go through the bad times, you learn from that.
Right. So I have 2 more questions for you. First one, what was that exact first goal you reached where you were like got way more confidence to even like pursue this even more? Like, what was that first goal?
Dude, the first day I showed up to the barbershop. Sorry.
You're straight.
The first day I showed up to the barbershop, I would sit at school. I would do a bunch of haircuts, and like I said, it's a barber school, so honestly, a lot of people don't have a lot of money. That's why they go there, and you would get tipped sometimes $5 to $10 a day.
Question.
Yes.
Did you have experience before going into the barbershop? No experience at all?
Not professionally. No.
No, so you had some experience.
Well, like even cutting the homies
barber
and shit.
school?
yeah,
shop?
this
Uh,
barber
the-
school.
the-
The school. Yeah,
no.
yeah. You had
Like,
no experience?
I like it was one of those things that one of my boys was doing, and like I said, like when you're younger, you don't really know where you're going.
Yeah.
And like I saw he was doing well, and I was like, and I always kind of knew that I wanted to have like a trade with something that I knew how to do.
Mhm.
I always wanted to work, like on a trade, because like I said, like right now, like I said, today I got fired from where I work at. No matter what, they can't
You
take
did?
away what. No,
No,
I
no,
didn't.
he's saying
Oh,
it.
shit.
No,
For
you
example.
can
Oh,
say if.
I didn't hear the if. I just
Yeah.
said today I got fired. I'm like, damn.
For example, if I got fired today, like no matter
But
what,
did they bring you in, huh?
like they can't take away what I know, and they
Yeah.
can't take away my clients.
Just like how
And
you were
most
saying
importantly,
earlier.
they can't
Yeah.
take away what I know.
Gotcha.
So that's just it's just one of those things like that.
Now the other question I had for you was, what was one situation that you remember that you just approached completely wrong? That you're like, damn, I fucked up, and was a learning point. Where like maybe someone said something to you and you just said something like completely unnecessary, or a client you just like said something to you. Maybe you're having a bad day and you just went off.
Oh, it was when I was younger, and within my first year of the barbershop, I was getting into one of the barbers, and like the guy like talked shit to me, and like dude, and even now, like I really don't let myself, but like I said, there's points and times when you just gotta let it go and just be the bigger person and walk away. And I do that now, but back then I was 19, 20 years old, dude, and when you're that age, you think you think you're big and bad, and
Yeah.
and
You're always right.
dude,
Yeah.
so someone said something to me, and I was like, and he started talking shit to me. He goes, man, shut up. I'll finish that fucking haircut. Go home. And I turned around at him and I was like, fuck you. And we were going at it, dude. Mind you, we're in a room filled with people waiting.
Yeah.
And we're,
I think I
we're
was there
yelling,
for one of the exchanges.
we're yelling at each other like from across the room. So it's just like, at the end of the day,
Wow.
as a professional, that just does not look good.
Yeah.
And you just gotta learn from that. You gotta realize that, like I said, that's one of the moments where I looked in the mirror. I was like, you know what, dude, I can't be doing shit like this, because you start losing people, and people are like, I don't want to deal with this kind of headache.
It's got to be calm, cool, and collective at all times.
Yeah,
The three
that's a
Cs.
fact.
Yeah.
The
Alright.
3 C's.
And what about like I don't know, let's just say, did you ever like compare yourself to other barbers at your school?
Oh, dude, yeah. How is that?
Don't worry, man.
Damn,
You're good. You're good enough.
Hey.
Good, bro.
No, you are. No. I know where this is coming from. You are good enough. Though.
What do you
But
mean?
I'm curious as to your aspect.
What do you mean? What do you guys all say?
Everybody is.
No, and you are is very self-critical,
I am.
which is highly unnecessary. Because, dude, you're fucking great. But,
But
we'll
it's
get into
great
that
that you
later.
do that, though.
Kind of.
Yeah, I mean that comes with time, dude. Like I mean, because you said you're born in 2001, you're obviously a little younger. Well, kind of at this point, like kind of a lot younger, because I'm 6 years older than you,
Yeah.
So, but I mean, in reality, yes. When I was, 19, 20, 21, like you're really big into social media. You're looking at all the other barbers, all the big barbers. You want to go to all the competitions. You want to do all the hair designs. You want to do all this, and you're not focused on your bread and butter. And that was one of the big things for me. Where when I was younger, yes, I did look at a lot of other people, but as I got older, with more experience, like that's literally you get to that point where you're just like, you know what, dude, I can't focus on anything else but myself.
100% true.
Yeah. Damn. So I think we're gonna end off on that, man. That was actually
beautiful.
a great fucking episode.
Yeah.
I actually learned a lot.
Can you give like everything, like your socials and all that?
Yeah, dude. Plug yourself. What you got going on? Where can people find you? I'm gonna tag all your socials and links right here in the description below if you ever want to book. But yeah, where can people find you? Where could they add you?
Like your business.
I mean, you find me on social media at Chepo_the_Barber. You find me at True Barbershop, and I mean, look me up on Booksy, Chepo Tha Barber. I'm sorry, on Booksy it's Chepo's Chop Shop.
Chepo the Barber.
Yeah.
Chepo Tha Barber. Yeah, that has a ring to it.
Chepo the Barber.
Alright guys, that has been another episode of This Is What Happened. I'm Robé, Johnny, Nate, Mayu, and our great fucking guest, Chepo, right here. We'll catch you in the next one.
Thank you guys again.
And
Thank
our
you guys.
first guest.
God bless.
With some knobs.
Be blessed.